Alright, this is part 2. Again, we're trying to put the, we got a line and we're trying to make an equation out of it. So we got to find the slope and the y-intercept. Well, the y-intercept may be a little bit trickier here because we see that it's crossing, but we don't know exactly where it's crossing because it looks like it's going between two things. So here's what we could do. We could actually take a point and it looks and then find the slope. And then once we find the slope and a point, we could apply it to just like we did before. So here we go. We're going to first find the slope. And so I'm trying to find out where the two meet. So I'm going to go with this point here and this point here. The line may not be drawn perfect either. That's just the way it is sometimes. So I'm going to use rise over run here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. So my slope is 7 over 4. Now I want to find my B. Alright, I have a point here, and that point is 1, 2, 3. So that's 3, and then we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 going up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my point is 3, 5. Alright, so I'm actually going to try the point slope form. Since we have a point, we have a slope, we can do that. Or I could plug it into what we have above and kind of go that way too. I personally like the point slope formula because it seems to be a little bit easier for me. Alright, so the point slope is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And I'm just going to fill this in. So this is x and this is y. So it's going to be minus 5 equals, my slope is 7, 4, and it's x minus 3. Alright. Now, there are several things you could do here. You could distribute the 7, 4 to everything. Or you get a common denominator. There's a trick I show in my classrooms. You can do a common denominator here on both sides of the equal sign. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and distribute first so we can just do the old way. So I'm going to distribute here. And so when I do this, I'm going to change colors on you. I'm going to say, if I can train, I'm not trying to change numbers on you either. So that's 5 equals 7 fourths x. And then I'm going to multiply the 7 fourths to 3. And when I do, I have to think of fractions. Think of 7 fourths times 3 over 1. That's a negative. We multiply across and we get a negative 21 over 4. Okay, now I can move the 5 over, but in my case here I really prefer not to have fractions. And to do this, I want to find a common denominator. So I'm going to pretend everything is a fraction, everything. And I want to make everything have a common denominator. And 4 is my common denominator. So I'm going to multiply everything by 4. This is a little trick I teach my students. Now look, 4 times y is 4y. 4 times 5 is 20, so that's minus 20. Now 4 times 7 is 28, but you have to divide it by 4. So these really kind of cancel each other out, and it just becomes 7x. And that's the same thing with the other one. 4 times 21 is 84, but you divide by 4. So why not just divide 4 by 4 and just make it minus 21? Alright, now remember we want it in the slope-intercept form, so we're trying to find this. Alright, so I would just add 20 to both sides. And when I do this, I get 4y equals 7x minus 1. Sorry about that, I had to take care of something. Alright, so anyway, what I've done is I've kind of moved it up since I'm running out of space. 4y equals 7x minus 1. So I want to get y by itself, so I'm dividing both sides by 4. And you can see y equals 7 fourths x, just like we had before, minus 1 fourth. So my slope is a positive 7 fourths, so that tells me that it's moving up. It's increasing. It's also, if I divide 4 into 7, it's more than 1, so it's steep. and then my y-intercept's at a negative 1/4. So you can see that that's probably about right. Negative 1/4 is the y-intercept here, and that's what we're kind of trying to figure out.